Hey everybody, it's 13th Wolfman. You know what today is? Today is today is the 31st. The 31st day in 31 days of Halloween. That's right. It's all over, man. 31 days, 31 movies. I've had a blast doing these. Man, I love doing this every year. There will be one more video. I always do one honorable mention every year, you know, so there's technically 32. But as far as the official 31, this one's it. So what could I possibly have dug up for the 31st day of Halloween? Well, it's a movie that is... So, a couple of little clues. It's a movie that's a remake of a movie from the 50s. And no, it is not The Thing. It's inspired... It's had many remakes after it. It's also influenced other movies like it. And, it even had one sequel. What could it be? We're talking about Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That's right, the 1978 remake of the 1955 Don Siegel, Kevin McCarthy film. It came out, like I said, came out in 1978. Had Jeff Goldblum, Leonard Nimoy, Donald Sutherland, Brooke Adams, and Veronica Cartwright were the main cast of the 1978 movie. And it's a lot like the original 1955 film directed by Don Siegel, starring Kevin McCarthy. In fact, Kevin McCarthy is in this movie. During the scene where Donald Sutherland's driving along in his car with the busted windshield, Kevin McCarthy runs up and says, they're coming, they're here! You know, and then he runs around the corner and gets hit by a car or something like that. So basically, he's playing his same character that he played at the very end of the 1955 original. Don Siegel, the director for the 1955 movie, is the taxi cab driver later in the film that Donald Sutherland and Brooke Adams get into the cab with, and he's like, this is unit whatever. I'm going to the airport. I have 2 type H's in the car. You know, telling everyone that there's 2 humans. So that's kind of cool that they made a nod to the original film. This is a very creepy film. I will say that, man. I mean, the original was kind of eerie, but it was 1955, so they had to be a little more politically correct. This one, you know, you get to see the people like slime out of the pods, and it just kind of got more of an eerie, more of a gruesome, more of a creepy feel. I don't want to say what the ending is, but I love the ending of this movie. There's no way you could have done any other ending for this movie. But it's just such a good movie. And Leonard Nimoy is in this movie. It's 1978. For most of his life, he's been known to play Spock. You know, Star Trek. But it was nice to see him step outside the Star Trek world and actually embrace something else. In this, he plays a psychiatrist that's a friend of Donald Sutherland, and I don't know if you say enemy, but at least a competitor for Jeff Goldblum. And he does a really good job in this movie. I think it's really cool to see him outside of the Star Trek realm. I always thought that Leonard Nimoy was a really great actor. This is just kind of, I mean, outside of Star Trek, I mean, how many times can you just like be emotionless? And okay, Spock is a cool character, but to see him outside of that is just such a cool idea. This movie was, like I said, well done, well written, well directed. So if you're wondering what the other movies are, so as far as it goes 1955, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. There was actually another movie called The Brain Eaters that came out back then, but it never got a full... Well, it got a release, but the company that put it out got sued because they used the original source material too, which the company that made Invasion of the Body Snatchers had the rights to. So they sued. They said, yeah, you can't use it anymore. Or you can't, you can't release the movie. You got to pull it out of theaters. They They won, the people that had Invasion of the Body Snatchers won that case. And then later, that company that put out Invasion of the Body Snatchers wound up buying the company to put out Brain Eaters, so, whatever. They actually own the movie. So you got Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Brain Eaters, Invasion of the Body Snatchers 78, Body Snatchers, The Invasion Continues. See, everyone thinks that's Invasion of the Body Snatchers 3, or another remake, but it's not a remake, it's actually a continuation of the 1978 movie. Then you have The Faculty, which is a Robert Rodriguez film, which is a lot like this. It's obviously influenced by The Puppet Masters, which is a movie based on the original source material of the same name. Invasion, which was Nicole Kidman, Daniel Craig. I think that's the third remake in the series. So, I mean, there's been a lot of movies like this, and they've all been really cool. I've always liked this idea of, like, pod people taking over. I mean, it's just... And it's such a big thing because it's endured into the pop culture of the world. Because when you hear the term pod people, you know where it comes from. It comes from Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So this was my 31st day in the 31 days of Halloween, and I couldn't think of a better way to end it. I guess I could have done a Halloween movie, but I wanted to do something a little more fun, a little more off kilter, and Invasion of the Body Snatchers it is. I hope you've enjoyed the 31 days of Halloween. I have enjoyed doing these for you. With that, always like, subscribe, share, comment. I want to know what you guys have to say. Please tell me what you thought of this series. Were there some movies you didn't agree with? Were there other? What would you have put on the list? Please, I want to know. Just tell me. With that, of course, I'm the 13th Wolfman, and I'm on the prowl. Thank you for watching the 31 Days of Halloween.